Okay, guys, I know some of you reached out to me and said, "Hey, Dan, you said we're going to show your deposition live." Well, my attorney had called me and said, "Just don't do it. We got mediation next week." So it's recorded though, and I had a ball, not because I wanted to have fun, but because I've been waiting. I've been waiting to get treatments for a long time, and these workman's comp system is definitely rigged to keep you from getting those treatments, and they do everything in their powers to not. But some of the times I talk, and I had Dr. Roselle earlier, some of the things I talk about, you'll hear me say you guys are going to die with the lie. And I know you kind of wonder, what the hell does that mean? Or what's he talking about? Well, it actually came from a movie, Focus. Will Smith, one of my favorite actors. And in that movie, Focus, he played a huckster, a con artist. Ocean's 11's another version where those guys are always running cons on people. And, they had, in that movie, he had different names for some of the things they would do to try to hustle people. Great movie, didn't do very well at the box office. Anyways, part of a con artist is saying is they'll die with a lie. Like, if they're going to run a con, they don't break. They don't break character. They just keep lying and lying and lying until the end. And so his saying is, if you're a con artist, you die with a lie. What's going on currently with our country and everything we've been going through, we all know something's wrong. I've been doing these whatever you want to call it, these lives, trying to share information that can help you guys. And it's been extremely hard for me because I've not only been dealing with my own health and medical issues, but I've been fighting the virus myself. And I've been dealing with PTSD, short-term memory issues, while fighting an insurance company and trying to get help. I couldn't lie to you guys if I wanted to. It's part of this new good old injury, and I was never someone who really enjoyed telling lies to people in the first place. It just made me sick to my stomach. So I've always been the type of person, I just give it to you how it is. If you didn't like it, I didn't really give a shit. I just give you my opinion. It doesn't always mean I'm right or wrong, but I would try to get informed before I would talk. And so most people who knew me prior to all these videos probably didn't have a clue who I was, because I didn't talk very much. Because there was fools talking enough, and I didn't need to join in on monotonous, boring conversations. As Dr. Roselle's been giving me treatments, it's been helping my long-term memory get better. And it's been helping me to be able to help doctors explain what's wrong with me so I can get treatments. And that's part of, after my accident, I do not hide that I'm a person of faith. I do not hide that this book right here, to me, even though I can't read it because of my injury, means a lot to me, because I know people of faith over the years have suffered. They've suffered in ways that, in modern times not so much, but previous times, if they believed in the faith, and others would torture them over their faith. Now, I've never told you guys you need to go to church. I've never told you guys what to do. I sure as hell can't recite anything from the Bible. But I can tell you, I understand what the good book means. When I tell you, when I was literally, lights were shut off when I had the accident. Turned off, gone. Gone. I was at the most peace I ever had in my life. And then something said, boom, I was back. And I'm like, huh? And that's when all the pain and everything hit me. And that's about all I remember from the accident. And then when I suffered the second time around from the virus and it almost took me out, it was only by an act of God that I'm still here. If I wouldn't have had, it's so crazy. My father, his genes, my grandfather's genes, both sides of my families, they probably lived to their 80s. And my father wouldn't have smoked. He would have lived till he was in his 80s too. Just really, really good genes. So since I've been back and I've been trying to get myself back into my life, fighting tooth and nail. And I remember when I did the interview with Sam, because I've listened to it multiple times, and Sam Childers, the Machine Gun Preacher, I asked him, I said, Sam, how in the hell did you do this? How did you, because if you watch his story and you see why he went and created a orphanage in South Africa and the amount of hell he went through and the hell of years he's done it, He goes, because I've told people, I've heard, not voices, but that I was put down a path, and I can't explain it. And he goes, well, you know how you know it's real or not? I said, how's that? He goes, you won't want to do it. I'm like, damn right. I didn't want to do any of this. Sharing these, I was a very private person before for a reason. I'm not an outgoing extrovert. I have jobs that like that, but I'm really an introvert. So going out in huge crowds drains the shit out of me. I prefer just staying home and relaxing. And now with the PTSD and everything else, it's not fun. So doing these was not comfortable at all at first, because I just like being private. And doing these when I know other people were either having fun with it, mocking me, denying, which is fine. I really don't particularly have one way or the other what you feel. I'm just delivering a message. And that message is to try to help my brothers and sisters during this time. And I'm not a holy man. I'm not a preacher. I'm sure as hell ain't the machine gun preacher. I'm just a messenger. And I bet you dollars for donuts, everything I've told you, if you go through and play the tape since Easter Sunday, has been 1,000% accurate. Not because I got some special gift, but because I've been in groups, guys, research groups, epidemiologists, virologists, frontline doctors, some of the premier experts on what's going on. And you guys are going to die with the lie. What does that mean? I've already told you, hey, iceberg was dead ahead back in October, whatever. You know, it was like being on the Titanic. We can see the iceberg coming up. You guys, you just rather sit in your decks and keep in the Matrix. We're hitting that iceberg right here, right now. We're crushing right into it. And instead of paying attention to what's going on, you are back into the matrix of the bullshit that's going on. They're trying to impeach Trump. Good for you guys. If that's what you wanted, have fun at it. You got the other guy who's just signing executive orders like he's the king of the world, which if it had been the other guy, you guys have been losing your mind. So politics, be damned. You're going to die with the lie. Keep holding on to those political views. Keep demonizing each other for their point of view. I really don't care. But I'm telling you, the virus is still here. And I'm telling you, there's people that have been suffering from this called long COVID. Those poor bastards, you've gaslighted them. You've not been able to get them any help. You don't care for them. You've made them feel like they're worse than human, less than, because they got something they didn't ask for. And the last time I can recall this happening was when the HIV virus came out. Oh my God, he's talking about HIV. This isn't even close. Listen, 1918, the last plague, didn't do nothing like this one's doing, okay? 1918 has nothing on 2020, 2021. The virus is still spreading. More virus strains supposedly are coming out. No, they're just the strains that are spreading around that are stronger. And unfortunately, America, we're one of the most unhealthiest countries on the planet. 40% of us are fat asses. Oh God, you're picking up. No, I'm not. It's just the truth. You shove shit in, you get shit out. You literally look at your health. High blood pressure, diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, cancer, you name it, we run the gamut of it. 40% of our population. 40%. Now, you take that 40% that have broken immune systems because, we just don't give a shit, and you give them a virus that's going to destroy and weaken their immune system. What do you think's going to happen? A lot of stuff. We're seeing deaths, and you guys are going, it's not from the virus. Okay, what's it from then, guys? You please tell me how 3,000 to 4,000 people a day, how 3 million died last year, how that 1% is way out the door, and people are getting sicker. Like I said, you're going to die with a lie. You keep watching the news, you're going to die with them. Those sorry lying sons of bitches don't care about you. All they care about is that you're watching and get their little drugs that they're shoving down your throat. That's it. They don't care if you get healthy or not. And I can tell you, these researchers that have been working nonstop since the beginning of this, they're exhausted. I can tell you the doctors have been working nonstop are exhausted. I can tell you the doctors that are trying to be a part of the solution, like Dr. Corey, who's gone in front of Congress not once but twice, or Senate, to talk about this drug called ivermectin that I've been talking about for months on end, months and months and months. Like, I've got ivermectin of the mouth, like diarrhea of the mouth, but ivermectin of the mouth. Why? Because I was in the trials, I was in the studies, I got the drugs, and I know it can work. Unfortunately, I had it for so long, it did a ton of damage to my body. And I was in an accident. And I had to recover from TB. It's the gambit. And I'm still here. But a lot of my brothers and sisters aren't. Why do I call them brothers and sisters? Because we're all connected one way or the other. And if you don't believe that, that's fine. If you don't like yourself and you hate other people, then go be miserable. I'm not miserable. I loved what I was doing before the accident. I loved everything about my life. I'm sorry that you've made a lot of mistakes. I'm sorry that you've got yourself stuck with the person that you want to be with. I'm sorry you're in a family situation that you're not happy with. But that has nothing to do with the rest of us trying to get through this. And you guys are acting like children. You are going to die with the lie, because this virus is going to keep attacking and keep attacking and keep attacking. And once you realize that the vaccine isn't going to work the way they say it is, you're going to get pandemonium, and you guys are going to go buy all the fucking toilet paper again, so just get that out of the way right now. But I'm here going, please, just listen. I think my mouth is pretty verbally well spoken. I go to Dr. Rizal twice a week and we talk, so I know I'm not mentally crazy. I feel like the world's gotten crazier while I'm just going, it's still 2019 before my accident. What the hell's going on with everybody? It's because you've been put into a almost a warlike environment for over a year. And it'll break the toughest people down. I've broken down. I've cried. Shit, you've seen me do it on this thing. I don't mind. You know, grown men can cry. And there's nothing wrong with that. How you've been handling this is disgusting. Our grandparents that were fighting off Adolf Hitler, that was killing off Jews by the millions, you know, those guys, those brave men, the greatest generation, would look at and be disgusted at what we've turned into. And our grandmothers that were married to these guys, that were in the factories building planes and tanks and all kinds of shit, you guys couldn't hold a candle to them. But apparently you think we're better because we got these little devices and we can twatter and get likes, selfies, and comments. But really all they are dopamine machines that you get sucked into. But there are people like us who will stand up. There are still good men and women out there who will not give up on their faith, who will not give up on humans, and who will try to do their damnedest to get us through this. But as long as you guys keep kicking and screaming and acting like a-holes, and right now murder rates are up, crime's up, you know, go defund the police now. You try that, because you're going to see a bunch of Americans that are strapped to the core that'll blow you away. And the ones that don't, well, that's just the way predators work. They pick out the weakest first. So you're going to get a reckoning here. It's not a rapture. It's just a shift. Humans are humans. We're doing human things. We are just continually to do more human things and making more and more poor decisions as this thing progresses. These doctors, the FLCCC, 3Cs Alliance, FLCCC.net, Dr. Corey, they are the experts. They literally know their shit up and down because they've been treating patients since the beginning. They're the ones that created the Mask Plus protocol. They've saved thousands of lives that way. Now they're going, I mask. Now the mask part, to me, throw it out because it's not going to work. You got too many other areas it's going to get to, and this thing's very contagious. But the I part, the ivermectin, is the one that's going to save your lives. The zithromycin, the prednisone, I can't remember all the names right offhand. Those drugs and early treatments are what's going to save your lives. Building and creating a healthier immune system, eating healthier, is going to help your body survive this. But for the rest of you, you choke on those Cheerios and eat, you know, crap that sodas and all. Keep doing it because you're only weakening your immune system. And as long as you have a weak immune system, you're prone to this virus going in and wreaking havoc. So that's just on you. What I feel bad for are my black brothers and Hispanic brothers and sisters, because you guys are 4 times likely to pass from this because your genes. Luck of the draw, guys. They don't understand it either, but it's stuff like, you know how you have sickle cell anemia and we don't? Well, guess what? This virus seems to know how to really mess your day up. Blood clots. It's insane. So the show's not going anywhere. My voice will not stop. I promise you. Shaq's people have stepped up and go, we're going to help keep going. I thank you. Because all I'm trying to do is save Americans as patriots. I could care less. RDI. Republican, Democrat, Independent, Tea Party, Martian. I don't give a shit. I care about being a patriot to our country and saying enough is enough. These people who get elected into the House and the Congress and Senate, they're not any better than you. They just learn how to bamboozle you guys, talk really well, and you vote them in. And then they just like talking. Have they really been for the people? Have they been helping you? Have they done shit in this last year to slow this thing, or you seen anything get better? Please tell me. Please. I'll bet you guys $25. Next month, you're going to see a death rate you've never seen. Why? Not because someone told me, because the groups, they're seeing the data and statistics, and they are saying, we're not only hitting the iceberg, it is ripping the Titanic apart, and you're about to see something that you've never seen before. But what they're doing is, let's just keep them here. Let's watch them want to impeach the president, and let's, keep. But I'm telling you, just like I was saying, June, July, August, September, November, was I wrong? It wasn't because I was hearing this voice. It's because the people that was around me in these groups were saying, you're going to see the spike in November. And sure shit happened. And then the death rates happen. Well, now what's going on? Oh, but the numbers are going down. The numbers are going... No, I'm going to tell you what's going on. Human beings have gotten smart. They've wisened up. They've realized that you get diagnosed with the virus, that they can't work. If they can't work, they can't provide. If they can't provide, then they're going to be homeless. Like the 10 million that are currently close to being homeless as it is. And me's one of them, Cloven. So when I talk, believe me, it's not just rambling. It's stuff that I am a part of. And I'm going, how do I get this out? How do I educate these people so they understand that they need to be a part of the solution, not the problem? But the news and the media, they don't want you to hear any of this stuff. They just want you to keep fighting at each other and rip each other apart. And you're doing a great... A plus for all of you. A plus. If you guys were going to win the A-hole award, I give you the A plus. I'm not saying all of you, but there's enough of you out there to ruin it for the rest of us that are making it damn near impossible for us to get through this. It's insanity. There's got to be more people like us standing up going, what can I do to help my brother and sister? What can I do to help locally? And churches, you guys have failed miserably too. You sorry pricks. Well, hold on. You're talking religion. Now no. There's a difference. You go to church, they hit you up for money every time, right? They put that plate out. Hey, give me some money. We're going to do some good. Well, right now, if churches aren't helping in their local communities, then what in the hell were they built for? Okay? If they're not feeding homeless, I'm not saying homeless, if they're not feeding or giving back or trying to help, then what the hell are they here for? If there is no better time than now to help, and the churches aren't, stop going to them. Stop going to that church, find a church that's actually doing something. Am I anti-religious, anti-church? Nope. I could care less if you're a Buddha, if you preach to a pineapple, if you pray to a plant. Having some faith, having belief that there are still good people out there, not just evil. Because there is an ultimate battle of evil going on with good, and right now it looks like we're losing, right? Evil is just going, yay, we're winning. It always gets darkest before it gets brightest. That's just common sense. It happens. It's happened over and over in history. It's like being on that team that's lost 16 games in a row. It feels like it's going to be endless. It's never going to stop. But it's up to you to make the decision of how you're going to get up and live your day. Turn that TV off. Stop watching the news. Start taking some simple vitamins, putting some healthy food into you. Stop being scared and go, we can get through this. And then if you do get sick, go, I want to find out what this Math Plus protocol is in these drugs. I want to get early treatment. I'm not going to let them to tell me to go home and sit home and die. Because that's what they've been doing. And then they act like there's no other drugs except this vaccine. Well, the vaccine is not a vaccine. Technically, it's an RNA editor. It's a gene editor. Well, what the hell does that mean, Dan? Well, good God and CRISPR technology. It's beyond insane. So when you got DARPA, if you don't know what DARPA is, you just Google DARPA. DARPA worked alongside good old Big Pharma, them filthy bastards. And they've been working on this gene editing technology for 20 years. Not just DARPA, but a bunch of them. And it has a lot of amazing long-term abilities when it's perfected. But it's such a powerful technology, and they hadn't had a chance, but only one time that I could find that they actually used it on a human being before they rushed it. It's a gene editing technology. Well, that sounds crazy. Well, the virus is literally going through your body and either activating underlying dormant genes like the viruses you've already had, or they're accelerating underlying genes like cancer, and people are dying. And then they're going, oh, they're not dying from the virus, they're dying from secondary issues. Well, the scientists know it's horseshit. They know it. They know it's horseshit. They got the science to it. They won't even do autopsies anymore, people. They won't even do autopsies. And there's this, if you don't believe me, just start using your own noggin and listen to these logical questions. When is the last time the entire planet agreed on something? The last time where everybody's going, yep, this is real. Russia, China, all enemies became friends because they know something happened that shouldn't have happened, and they're trying to stop it, but they can't find their head from the hole in the ground, and so they just keep pushing lies upon lies. That's just the end of the day. That's the truth of it. There's a real virus out there. It's causing deaths. People are still sick, and if they're not getting help, they're going to die. So dying with the lie, listening to these morons that just want to keep you preoccupied. I don't care how many zeros are in their bank account. It doesn't matter what hood you're from. Beverly Hood. If you catch this virus and you're in that 40% category and you do nothing to get any help, medical treatments, this thing will take you down. Now, there's still a good chance you're going to survive, but it's going to take you down long term with so many secondary issues. Our health system will be overwhelmed. And again, all of our doctors, FLCCC Alliance, keep saying early treatment protocols are the most important part of it. If you can get treatments within the first 5 to 14 days, while you're active with the virus, these drugs and medications can attack it before it gets into your system like a tick. I wish I could give you guys great news all the time. Like, tomorrow's going to be a fun thing when we do it with the very first season 2 episode with, Austin Booth is going to be on. And he's going to be co-hosting the episode at night. And we're going to have all the guys that helped be a part of his turnaround from being bullied and, having a really rough life to where he's at currently. And why his book is so important, and his GoFundMe and all that stuff. So, believe me, it isn't all doom and gloom, but at the end of the day, if you keep ignoring stuff, if you shoot yourself in the foot and you're bleeding out and you don't stop it, well, then that's on you. Idiocracy is in full effect right now. Like, that movie, it should be on every theater, and everybody should go watch it going, well, damn. Because that's what I feel like I'm stuck in. When I was in my mediation this morning, and this guy's asking me questions over and over, I said, listen, man, I got a TBI, I suffer from PTSD, and I have short-term memory issues. Why do you keep asking me the same questions over and over? What do you expect? Like, it's insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. I'm like, I'm telling you what I'm telling you. You guys are the ones that stopped giving me the treatments. You guys are the ones that kept me from getting back to the life I should have had already that I was working so hard for. Do you think I really was trying to fight for $3,000 a month when I was making that in a week? So, I share personal stuff. I share everything. I'm very open. I'm an open book because I got nothing to hide. I just want to see us get back to some resemblance of what 2019 was like. Because 2020, you guys can have that. 2021, well, this seems like we're warming up. And the reason why the numbers are going down because people are stopped getting testing. Because if they get tested positive and then they can't work and then they're just sitting at home and they can't get any treatments or drugs, well, they're just stopping. But all the news is telling you the strains are spreading. So now it's spreading under the guidance that no one knows because they're not going to be testing themselves anymore. We're in that Kobayashi Maru, and we're right in the Titanic, and that damn iceberg is just tearing our ship right open. And come March, when everything hits the fan, you guys go, well, don't freak out. It's been here the whole time. But, it's kind of like having those bills that you owe and you're not paying, and you owe them. And then when it gets turned off, you're going, well, shit, those bastards. No, it was you. You just didn't pay them. Well, the bill will be due soon enough if you've been sick and you've been running sick and you haven't been able to get any treatments. Now, I'm not blaming these people because a lot of them have been fighting to try to get drugs. Someone I helped get the right RXs for took his RXs to the pharmacy, and guess what? They refused to pay it. I refused to fill it. So there's some genocide, there's some fuckery, there's some really crazy things going on right now. And if we had a $100 billion budget and I went to Hollywood, they couldn't create this. Hopefully Congress and men of faith and good men will stand up and start getting and fixing these. Why are the pharmacies refusing to fill these prescriptions? Well, now the pharmacies are the ones that are giving your vaccinations. So they are going to make more from a vaccination than filling a generic drug like ivermectin. Yep. It's truth to guys. Swear to God. I swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Promise you on that. So the first season 2 episode is going to be tomorrow with Austin. I'll probably do one more video tomorrow day. And I bless you guys. I feel for parents having to stay home and raise their kids. I feel for doctors and nurses that are going through this, because it really is a war zone. And I feel for the rest of us that have fallen for the traps of the news agencies that keep you in there. It's all going to come out eventually. I love you guys. Have a blessed day.